Who else in here had a dad? Well, my dad was so similar to me, but we did not. After I got to a certain age, it just didn't work. And you know, my dad was a great musician, great artist, and all that stuff, but he was really practical. He had a lot of common sense, which I did not really have. And on the farm, my older brother did like the farm work that required thinking. And I was more like the grunt labor. I built fences and moved hay bales, and so it didn't require too much thinking. My brother drove the tractor and the combine and all that stuff. Well, eventually my brother went away to college, and I had to take over the thinking stuff. And so I was driving the tractor a lot, and there's this plow called a one-way. Has anyone ever heard of or experienced a one-way? Okay. A one-way is this awesome plow. It does a great job, but it's like at a slant, and it throws all the dirt one way. And when you're driving the tractor, you can only turn one way, away from it. And if you turn the other direction too much, you'll run over the plow. Okay? And I guess I kind of revealed what's coming. Sorry, a little too much foreshadowing. Well, my dad had a good year one year, and he got like a really good tractor. Like we used to have that kind that was all rickety, and you're outside all the time. And like one time I caught on fire when I was driving. And so he got this nice one, a Case tractor, this beautiful red and white tractor, and it had a cab. Like you could be inside the cab when you're driving it. And the big problem, the only biggest problem with it was there was a radio in it. I'm really into music. And one day I was out driving that one way, and I was jamming to the radio, jamming. I mean, it was loud, it was cranked. But I kept hearing, out of time to the music, I kept hearing, I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought it was a problem with the radio. I kept adjusting the radio. Finally, I stopped the tractor, and I kept hearing, and I turned around, and my dad had been chasing behind the tractor in me for quite some time, throwing dirt clods at the back window of the cab, trying to get my attention. And then I looked a little closer, and like, you know, sometimes when you look at something that can't be, and your eyes and your brain can't make sense of it, but then I looked a little closer, the one-way was folded up into a V, and was plowing a ditch into the field. See, stuff like that and a lot of other incidents, my dad just thought there was something really wrong with me. He really did. And, you know, maybe the blood on the forehead, maybe it wasn't that wrong, you know. So we really grew apart. For a lot of reasons. And a lot of dumb stuff I did too. I wasn't a very good son, I will admit that. But later in his life, my dad got cancer. And we didn't talk much, and we weren't around each other much. And my dad's wife, his new wife, wonderful woman, but wasn't my mom, you know. She called me one day and she said, look, you know, I don't know what it is between you two. I've never understood what the deal is with you two. But you better come out here, because he doesn't have long left, and he's going to die at home. And so you better get over whatever it is you think the problem is and get here. And I came there, and the one thing my dad and I always had in common was music and the guitar. And he really liked my music, and we didn't talk much, but unbeknownst to me, he was a big fan of my music. And when I got there, he was not speaking anymore. And he was in the bed, and he was pretty close to being gone, and he hadn't spoken for a long time. And I sat on the edge of the bed and got out my guitar and played, and just played. And almost immediately, he started speaking again. And he said, "That's Jeff." I said, "That is awesome. I know that music. That's Jeff." And I don't know if he knew I was there, but he knew it was my music. And then he started talking about me or to me as if I was a little boy, saying, "That's Jeffy. That's my little Jeffy." And then when I was done playing, he was gone. And he was still physically living for a while, but there was no more him there. After that, it took about a day, if I've ever been around that. And this is the song I played for him. I played this song called Lullaby, where I got to kind of sing my dad to sleep for the last time. thank you very much. And thanks for really going with me there, man. You were all quiet on that one. That was great. Thank you. Thank you. That doesn't always happen. That really takes... Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.